Please like and subscribe to these videos. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a fat thumbs up. Fat thumb. Hey, what's happening, playa? How you doing? Today, I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about the history of ripper blades and a blade that helped start it all, a blade that's really near and dear to my heart. I'm talking about the Darksaber blade. The Darksaber blade. Since 2011, I've been making this blade. Originally, I designed a blade off these badass designs I found online of Darth Maul. Eventually, I moved on from Darksabers, and I started doing more and more elaborate designs. Before I made blades, I made PVC lightsabers. Starting that brought me into a whole new world of fandom. I joined a lightsaber group called the Golden Gate Knights in the Bay Area. I started gaining popularity, but I did have to take a 2-year hiatus because I had a heart attack. But when I returned, the community was different, and so was I. After making sabers for so long, I had no idea I would make lightsaber blades, and I really had no idea I would make blades for cosplayers around the world. In time, I too started really enjoying cosplaying. Becoming Darth Vader is definitely one of the greatest perks of being in this community. Although cosplaying Darth Vader is a ball, I gotta say I still geek out when I meet a Darth Vader. And Mandalorians. What can I say about Mandalorians? Mandalorians are the shit. And the Star Wars fantasy cosplay out there is incredible, especially the Samurai Vaders. The Voorhees Trooper is badass. And moving with the times, I made the first NeoPixel Darksaber flat blade. Ripper Blades Pixel Darksaber clone. I have had the honor to gift a Darksaber pixel blade to the first man to carry a Darksaber on live screen. All right, let's move right along and let's get into the build. This is the beginning of the life of a Darksaber blade at Ripper Blades. The blade you're looking at is actually a NeoPixel blade, but I'm showing this to you because this has a profile cut out and it shows you the flat edges. Looking up close, you can see there is no bevel. Back in the day, I didn't do any beveling. Like in this photo, you can see there's no bevel on any of the edges. Now this is the blade we're working on. This blade has a bevel started on it. This level of beveling is what I do when I'm doing a clone blade. A clone blade, or a Ripper clone, is a blade that has less beveling and less artistic detailing done to it. But this blade here is going to be a Ripper blade. So we're going to go a lot deeper. We're going to cut right into this bad boy. I've been making this blade since 2011. Now, let me explain to you how it all got started. Back in 2011, I was working at a place called Tap Plastics. And one day when I was on lunch, I was at Ace Hardware and I noticed that there was a night light that wasn't diffused correctly. That made me think about the light traveling through the acrylic. And I really got to think, can I make a flat blade for a lightsaber hilt? So later that day after work, I found me some scrap, I cut it out to look like a little ninja blade. I put it inside a lightsaber hilt I had, added some lightning, and it lit up beautifully. I almost instantly thought, can I make a Darksaber like this? Okay, let's get back to the build. As you can see, I really beveled this one a lot deeper, but this is really not deep enough. I have to go a lot further because I want this to be smooth and round, kind of like a fish's body. I'm going to give you a good look at this piece because I'm going to move on and I'm going to cut it even deeper by removing the paper, and I'm going to cut it up even higher so I can sand it smooth. There was a time that this is how I would do the bevel. In this photo, you can see the old school bevel line that I used to do. You can see it clearly where the gray areas are. Moving right along, as you can see, I roughly took down all the corners of the blade. So at this point now, I will get a hand sander and take down all these rough lines that were left by the belt sander. Okay, let me get back to the story. After putting in the little fake ninja blade, I really wanted to make a real blade for this thing. So I went online and I found the pictures I showed you earlier of Darth Maul, and I cut out the profile that I thought was just right. So I took some pictures, actually it's the same pictures I showed you earlier, and I put them up on the forums. There are many complaints about the shape and the profile of the blade, but I'll get back to that after I finish showing you this blade. Okay, now with a heavy grit, I took down all the marks that were left on the belt sander, and it's nice and smooth, except it's not baby smooth. So now I gotta go up with a higher grit and I gotta smoothen this bad boy out, and you'll be able to see the numbers behind the blade. Okay, now this has been hit with a higher grit. It is smooth like smoked glass. So now the next step is just a paint job. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna paint this bad boy a nice solid matte black for the next stage. Okay, let's get back to the story. Now, they may have had some complaints about the shape, but people really loved the idea. Now at this time, I still made PVC hilts. I made them all the time. But blades were starting to come in more and more. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a second. Okay, originally my Darksaber blades were transparent black. Now, today they are solid black. This is solid black, like it's a drum barrel barbecue thing or something or other. Back to the story. Eventually, my blade orders outweighed my hilt orders. And so I went from Ripper sabers to Ripper blades. So that's pretty much how I got started doing this. Now let's get back into the build. Now it's time to etch the blade. This is where I add all the lightning along the edges and give it the full characteristics of the Darksaber blade. Before I start the etching, I sand the edges. And at this point, this is a version that we call the version 1. It has no lightning on the edges, but it does have the edges that will light up. Let's get to etching this. Now, it is time for the reveal clip. I hope you enjoyed the video thus far. Here are some images of my original Darksaber blade and how it used to look. And up next is a clip of how it looks right now. Enjoy. Woo. Man, it's hot out here. I'm in Arizona, baby. Let me tell you, and it's Arizona time right now. And I want to let you guys know your time is appreciated. Thank y'all for watching the whole video. Please come back. That was a little bit about the history of ripper blades, a little bit about the Darksaber blade and what I go about to build the Darksaber blade, the inhaled style. And yeah, I want you guys to come back. Don't forget to thumbs up this video and like and subscribe, baby. Y'all be cool, man. I really appreciate your time. Peace. Ripper Blades was not filmed in front of a live studio audience.